Welcome everyone to the AC Dream channel. I'm Ace Dream. For those of you not yet aware, I'm doing full-length reviews on Disney animated films from the Disney Renaissance, and I'm beginning with none other than 1989 classic, The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid. There's so much to talk about in this movie. In fact, there's so much, I'm speechless. Okay, so basically, The Little Mermaid tells the story of a girl named Ariel who's fascinated with the human world, to the point where she literally has a cavern filled with different objects she has collected underwater from the human world. Though no one seems to understand her obsession with the world which humans live in, except for the best friend Flounder, mainly because he's the best friend, and the father Jessica Scuddo, mainly because he's a Nicky. Ariel keeps her collection a secret from everyone else, especially her father, King Triton, because
if your father knew about this place,
so Ariel is in essence looked upon as the widow of the family. Let me hold this off here, because come on, that's what she is portrayed as. But think about it for a minute, because this is what makes Ariel so special and The Little Mermaid unique in terms of character development. Not to say there weren't other special character traits on Ariel, like being the first mermaid, red-headed, rebellious, ambitious Disney princess. She's a feminist, goddammit, I said it. And you know, this is where my view becomes contentious from everyone else. So many other people, primarily backwards feminists, criticize Ariel for lacking positive female qualities and being a bad role model for teenage and younger girls. And all I have to say to that is screw you, because when The Little Mermaid first came out, Ariel was one of Disney's strongest female protagonists and a positive feminist figure. She was nothing like the previous Disney princesses, and she had a lot going for her that made her stand out. Unfortunately, in having all these positive qualities, she's labeled weird by everyone around her. So was she not meant to be curious and ambitious about the world above? Some people disagree with Ariel's rebelliousness because it goes against this good girl mentality so many people project onto younger girls. Two things though about this statement. First, the good girl mentality King Triton desires from his daughters unintentionally degrade women like all they to do it to entertain men. But no, Ariel wants to go outside and explore the human world for herself. And I know that's far from what King Triton wants, but he inadvertently eggs this, just like he inadvertently eggs Ariel's rebellion, being so power dominant. King Triton represents a baby boomer parent, and unintentionally these parents raise their daughters unknowingly to become whores, because it's subliminally projected into them by society, as this is what people like. I just want to put a disclaimer, I have nothing against whores, however I find it very disturbing and disgusting when this aspect is portrayed onto younger girls, which unfortunately our society subliminally hints that this perversion not only is right, but can give you an advantage in the corporate industry. I mean, come on now. Second of all, if Ariel hadn't disobeyed her father, she would have never become herself. Worst off, she would have continued living in a world without much interest, knowing there was a completely different world that lied above. I mean, come on now, that's almost like growing up an Amish kid and your parents prohibiting you from learning about the computer and the internet despite your interests. It's counterproductive. In fact, I have such a heavy agreement with my second statement, even more so than my first, because God, can you imagine how it must feel like to have no one understand you, especially your family? This is what makes part of your world so special. Seriously, it's that incredible of a song. I'm surprised it wasn't nominated for an Academy Award. I mean, Sebastian's songs were good, but this song just has so much emotion built into it. Whenever I mention The Little Mermaid to anyone, this seems to be the song referenced the most often. It's been the most loved, the most memorable. And literally, I don't know why this song gets to me so hard. It's just a weird song about a mermaid who wants to become a human. But I think it's actually a song about a girl who's misunderstood and can't wait, is longing for when she will be understood and appreciated for who she really is by everyone else. I mean, I think whenever someone remembers part of your world, they remember being misunderstood, and they remember how well Ariel sang it, and how amazing it was. This is where I really have to tell the haters to go fuck themselves because they do not understand the Little Mermaid like how I and other people understood the Little Mermaid. They go off on random stuff like Ariel's a whore for falling in love with the first man she saw. The animations are dated. Ursula was based off a transvestite. And all random shit that, while true, doesn't really matter because that's not what made the Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid. Disney was really hitting on some powerful stuff. On another note, now I'm going to bash this movie. Ariel makes one huge mistake on deciding on what she's going to do to get what she's always wanted without her parents' permission, despite displaying bold heralding characteristics and saving a man's life. Ariel makes the biggest what the fuck character choice in making a deal with the sinister sea witch Ursula. And what does the squid lady want from Ariel?
What I want from you is
Your virginity. Okay, seriously, I can't take Ursula seriously. I mean, what are you supposed to be? On another note, if you ever get a bargain to get whatever you wanted and the person offering you ends up looking like this, run away, cause you know this ain't going to turn out so well. I wish Ariel would have taken this route instead, but no, she decides to let Ursula use her magical powers to turn Ariel into a human in exchange for her voice, on the condition that she could get Prince Eric to give her a kiss of true love before the sun sets on the third day. Else,
you belong to me.
No, Ariel!
what the hell was this girl thinking? This is probably the main and biggest mistake Ariel makes, which causes her character to be viewed in such negative light. She could have just stolen King Triton's Triton and used it on herself, but whatever. So Ariel becomes a human, or should I say, a woman. I mean, just look at that surfacing. Metaphorically speaking, this transformation symbolizes Ariel's development into a woman. In layman's terms, she gets a vagina, and that's all you really need to get any man. At least according to Ursula. I kid. I'm sure Eric would have liked her for who she really was. But this would have led the movie on a different course, similar to previous Disney movie Splash. So Ariel had to become a human for plot development. So Ariel explores the human world and gets to see firsthand what all these strange thingamabobs are. But does she really do this just to be with Eric? No, she does. She goes up there to explore what are these things that she has a collectional hoard of. She wants to stroll down the street and spend a day in the sun. Her relationship with Eric, while romantic, is pretty laid off throughout the beginning, even though they live together. And despite the time constraint of her life being in jeopardy, nothing happens. So Sebastian convinces the couple to kiss, but right before they do, Ursula's minions foil their kiss. She sees that Ariel possesses a bigger threat than expected and decides to take matters into her own hands, becoming a sexy octopus in disguise named Vanessa, who hypnotizes Prince Eric to falling in love with her and requesting a marriage. This leaves Ariel heartbroken. However, she quickly regains her strength when Scotto informs her that Vanessa is really Ursula in disguise, and by using her mystical aquatic allies, stops the marriage, regains her voice, goes to kiss Eric, but it's too late. This is where King Triton selflessly steps in and offers his soul along with the Triton to Ursula in exchange for his daughter's life and freedom. Of course, Ursula accepts, but she decides to kill Ariel anyways because, bitch, she's evil. However, Eric stops her by ramming a prow inside her freakish beast self. The scene fades and Ariel is left looking at Eric and the human world from across the rock on the sea. King Triton has another selfless moment and decides to turn Ariel into a human despite him knowingly that he'll rarely get to see her again. They get married, the humans and the merfolk live in peace, the end. So in the end, was The Little Mermaid a good movie overall? Yup. You better believe it. I mean, this movie has so much going for it. It's hard not to like it in one aspect of it, even if you despise others. From the colorful animations, to the musical numbers, to the witty supporting characters, cunning villain, fiery protagonist, and overall great setting, there's bound to be something which people who watch this movie found memorable. I personally love the movie for how it portrayed an awkward, imaginative girl and its musical rendition of part of your world. That concludes my review on The Little Mermaid. Be sure to check back next week where we'll be covering the next film from the Disney Renaissance.